What's up, everybody? Patrick LaRouche here from Evolve Restorative Therapy. I am your health consultant. You're going to start hearing me say this in the beginning of every single one of my videos because it's that important. Around pain relief, there's so much conflicting data. There's so much things out in the world. But what do I see the most is people struggling to get out of pain, struggling to get out of physical discomfort. They struggle to get out of mental overwhelm. They struggle to get out of emotional distress. The Live Pain-Free process is all about getting you back to the basics of healing so you can become emotionally available again, so you can have access to your unlimited energy. Imagine that. As well as getting you to have a peace of mind, as well as peace in your mind because you're calmer. And what I'm going to start showing you guys is all about what is happening as well as how. So many people leave out the how, and it's on purpose to get them to start working with you. I want you to start understanding the how is already there. It's just you need to learn how to get in and sit in the soup a little bit. Start looking at what's actually happening. So today we're going to be talking about upper back tightness and neck issues. So they run hand in hand, especially when you have upper back pain. Some people get upper back pain from emotional stuff where then they get migraine headaches, or they get headaches, or they have upper back pain or lower back pain that causes their upper back to seize. All of that is all the same when you look at it as this. The whole entire spine runs like this. This is your spine, right? There's all sorts of muscles that run out of here, and you throw a rock and pick one muscle that seizes, that stops the whole thing. That's not what this is about. This is not about finding out what's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. Your body just needs to adapt. That's what I'm going to show you today. So what you have to do, understand, is around this whole spinal column, you have a whole bunch of muscles, as well as a fascial layer. That's what we're going to be working with today, is getting your fascial system to unlock things and have your body adapt again. And if you do this regularly, your body will actually stay in this adaptive phase. So you have muscle tissue that runs all the way through here. You can see your hip flexor complex, which everyone always likes to pick on, as well as things in your upper neck. Notice the upper neck kind of looks like your hip flexor complex, and both of them are complex that attach to your first rib. So it's all about how you breathe. So we have to now get you to a place where you're looking at your whole spinal column as a whole rather than one spot. Number one. Number two, you have to think about it's a twisting motion that the whole thing's area. So your body is seizing up and doesn't want to move. You have to get everything to twist. And I showed you that first rib. That first rib is very, very important to get that to elevate and close. You've heard me say all of that in the past because that is what is going awry. Notice I didn't say what is wrong. That's what's going awry. Your body is compensating and no longer doing it. How you get out of it is a completely different ballgame. You can do all the work that you want, but unless you calm your nervous system down and do something regularly to calm your nervous system down, you'll never kick the nervous system over to the place where it needs to heal. So I'm going to show you now how to actually get your nervous system to calm down, as well as get all these areas to go through. So whether you have upper back pain or neck pain, they're both the same thing. They're categorized. Even lower back pain can be solved with this. So all you have to do is, I do this almost every single morning. I come out, I'm in my robe, in my room, in my kitchen, in my house. I sit down on the floor. And I have my first conversation with Michelle. Well, Michelle's actually, she's cooking her breakfast and I'm sitting down. And one of the things that I do is I sit down and I ratchet my head left and right. So I have to now teach my body how to roll and turn my head completely straight. So I'm sitting against the wall. I put my head, the back part of my head, against the back part of the wall, on the wall, and I slide just the back part of my head so my spine moves completely straight in the neck. And then when I get to where I get resistance, and sometimes it might be 45 degrees. Sometimes it's closer to 90. But in all, when you are driving a car per se, you're supposed to be able to turn your head 90 degrees. That's natural, not the whole 120 or anything like that. So you're supposed to be able to do that. on both sides, right? So I've been practicing that for a very long time. It's part of my morning process that I didn't even realize I do because I do it so often. I sit on the floor, I ratchet my head. But once you get to that point of tension, that's when you need to take a breath in your first rib as well as your lower body. As well as your lower body. You take 2 or 3 breaths here, and then you slide your head back. Then go to the other side, 2 or 3 breaths. Once you get there, then you lock everything in place, not a rigid lock, but you have everything moved together, and then you move from your shoulder. So now you're sliding your shoulder back, right? So you're twisting here. And once you get to your range of motion there where you feel tightness, not pain, tightness, you take a few breaths the same way. And then you go the other way. Same thing. And once you get that rhythm in line, you'll realize when you double back and you do your head again, your head's going to be able to move much more because you rearranged how your body's adapting and what it's doing. That is the key to this. You have to now work with your body to adapt, not force it to do anything. So it's all about calming your nervous system. Notice I didn't say go to pain and rip that area, but breathe hard. It wasn't. Just take a couple of breaths, come back, and then rearrange. Take a couple of breaths, come back, rearrange, and then look, see how your body's moving. Now the key is if you're in pain, that movement is going to be very, very small. It's the breath that's very important. Getting both things to open and close is what you're looking to do. All right? That's Patrick LaRouge. I'm going to be hollering at you in a completely different way, not only showing you what, but how, because it's all about getting out of the discomfort, getting out of the emotional distress, as well as getting out of the mental overwhelm, guys. This is relatively simple once you follow the process. All right? See you on the next one. Peace.